This is Rges Pre-Algebra, and we are in Lesson 1.22, the multiplication of decimals. Now, just as adding and subtracting decimals were much easier than fractions, multiplication is also much easier. It is really a very simple process. You're going to write your numbers. Let's say I'm going to have 6.83 times 0.45. Okay. I'm just going to multiply by as normal. In this case, my decimals lined up, but there's no necessity. I'm just lining up the right-hand side. I'm going to multiply my 5, which is in the ones place. I'll get 15. Then 40 plus 1 more is 41. Then I'm going to carry the 4. 6 times 5 is 30 plus the 4 more. I'm not writing any decimals in my partial products. Now, different people have a different preference when they come to my next place, my 4s as my multiplier here. I could choose to either write a 0 there and then continue on, or not write anything and just align to the next place over. That's usually what I do. So 4 times 3 is 12. I'm going to carry a 1. 32 plus 1 is 33. I'm going to carry a 3. 24 and 3 is 27. Notice no decimals. I'm going to add up the same old way. This should just be looking like whole numbers. And I'm going to get 5, 3, 7, 10, carry the 1, and 3. Now, so far, so good. And now all I need to do is decide where I'm going to place the decimal point. And to do that, you look in each multiplier. In the first multiplier, I have 2 decimal places. In the second multiplier, I have 2 decimal places. So sum them together. You get 4, and I'm going to move over and have 4 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is all there is to it. Multiplication of decimals. Line them up like you did for whole numbers. Multiply out as though they were whole numbers. And for your final step, add up all the decimal places in both factors, and that's how many decimal places there will be in the final answer. Very straightforward. Okay, if let's see, looking, I see nothing else to say. Maybe I'll just do this one other just for fun, because it's such a short lesson. What if I had something like 0.008 times 0.4? Because I just have lousy 4. There we go. Because I just have 2 numbers there, I can do this right in my head. 4 times 8 is 32. I want to be over 3 places and 1 more place for a total of 4 places, and that is my answer. Okay? So, again, very straightforward concept. So I think on the next page then, since I haven't taken hardly any time at all, I'll do lesson 123. This is lesson 1.23. It has to do with rounding decimals. And let's say I have the number 7.4368. If I were to round that to the tenths place, I would just go over to my, well, that's not my tenths place. I'd go over to my tenths place, look 1 to the right. My question is, do I leave the 4 as it is, or do I round up? We're following the same rules we knew before with whole numbers. I'm going to leave it as it is because the 3 is not 5 or greater. So now the only difference here is, recall before you would have filled this in with zeros. But now, trailing zeros don't mean anything, right? 7.4 is the same as 7.4000. So I don't need to add those trailing zeros. So my answer would be 7.4. Okay. What if I were to round it instead to the nearest 100?